everyone, this is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
Black guy. Hello, how may I help you?
Hey, Habibi, look, my hang low ain't working like it's supposed to. You got any of them sex pills?
May I randomly suggest one of these generic products?
Nah.
You should take the A game, little bro.
Bling bling for the ding ding.
Nah.
You shouldn't be taking that poison, little bro. Here, try one of mine.
Yes, right.
A game will make a girl give you her credit card number.
It is very true.
Plus, it's an all-natural solution for men. Not like these gas station pills gonna make your manhood shrivel up and fall off.
Oh by golly, he's right. A-game is an all-natural solution for men. And you take it and it give you energy and libido and your vitality will be out the roof.
I feel it kicking in already. I'm gonna go home and show my girl.
Okay, but don't forget to drink 16 to 32 ounces of water.
Hey, baby.
Ooh, look who brought their A game.
And the A is for apocalypse, cause I'm about to blow your back up. Ow!
Ooh, I love it when you bring your...
Hey there, Crimsonites. How are we? How are we, everybody? I'm glad y'all are enjoying those commercials. Did y'all realize like those little skits like that are done by comedians? It's not random. That was actually the voice of Mark Prince, the guy that was supposed to be trying to battle Lupil or whatever. That's Mark Prince. So we actually got something going on over here. We got some traction over here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody getting on their A game these days. Don't let it fool you. Don't get it twisted. And that's just going to keep getting better and better and better. I'm so glad that y'all enjoy these commercials. They are funny. There's a guys like behind him like, don't take that pill. Take the A game. Like, listen, I'm trying to help you out. Oh my goodness, how is everybody doing this Monday afternoon? I see I got my people in here. First of all, thank you, B1, for setting it off right for me with a super chat. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And I see my people. Hey, C Truth Torrance. Hey, Miss Sherry. Hey, D Remedy. We got C. We got Buko. Hey, New York, how you doing? The dancing bear still your favorite? Yeah, I like the bear. I wish it was still like, you know, because it was a Valentine's Day thing. But I do kind of want to play the little bear, though, because he was getting it in, though, with his little music. The little bear was getting it in. I want the little bear again. We gonna make him get it in for St. Patrick's Day or something. Hey, Dark Cohen. Okay, so today you guys can see the title, You Let Him Choose You. And basically this is a continued conversation, because if you were able to check out the video that I did from yesterday, and you should be able to check that out right here, then you'll see the beginning of this conversation about S.O.S, system, order, and structure, and why our relationships sometimes fail. Notes is always on deck. See, you know these notes is right here, honey. You know I got to have my notes now, because one of the twins will ramble, and then I'll be on another subject. You have no idea. Oh no, y'all actually do have an idea. I've done it to you quite a few times. So today we're going to kind of continue the conversation, because I was going to frame it a different way, but I got some words of wisdom about how not to be petty, because I'm in a kind of a little bit of a petty mood. My twin is petty right now. So I'm like, okay, don't be petty. We're gonna just continue the conversation. So what I really want to talk about today is letting him choose you. And what I mean by that is as women, we don't do the choosing when it comes to relationships. Men do the choosing of which woman they want, who they want to be their wives or be in long-term committed relationships with. And our position as women is not to choose them. However, we accept the choice. We confirm the choice or we deny it. Okay? Thank you, C Truth, and thank you, Buko. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chats. So, us as women, we don't do the choosing. However, we confirm or decline that choice. So a man that comes to us and says, you know what, I really like you, I'm really into you, I would love to have a relationship with you, you know, so forth and so on. We as women don't choose that. However, we allow the choice, or we don't allow the choice. You know, we'll turn a guy down for whatever reasons, or we accept him and say, you know what, yes, I feel the same way. I want to be in a relationship with you as well. Let's do this. But a lot of times we find ourselves in trouble, ladies, because there's a lot of talk in this space about women need to choose better. We don't choose. However, we allow choices. We allow the men into our lives because, I mean, let's just be real. People are in our lives because we let them be. If we don't want people in our lives, we don't have to have them. And we know how to get people out of our lives. But we allow certain men to be in our lives. And then later on down the road, we find ourselves in trouble in these relationships. Okay? And so today, ladies, I'm going to try to help us out on seeing why we get into the trouble. Because a lot of times we look at the symptoms of what's going on in our relationship and we think the symptom is the problem. We think that it's like, well, he doesn't do the same things he used to do anymore. He used to, you know, come in and bring me flowers, or he doesn't do that anymore. We used to have date nights. We don't do that anymore. You know, and then you become suspicious. I think he might be trying to see somebody else, or, you know, whatever the case may be. A lot of times those things that happen in our relationships are only the symptoms of what's really going on and what's really breaking our relationships down. Okay? And thank you, Bishop. Thank you so much. Say hey to KD, one of my favorite Madam Mercenaries. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And thank you, Torrance V, for the cash out. But here's the thing. What I really want to talk about is not just the general relationship that we have that might fail. But what I really want to talk about is the main reason when you know you're being desperate. I probably should rename this one. I should probably name this one 4 reasons, 4 signs you're being desperate as a woman. And see, what I want to do right here is clarify what is desperation. But I also, before I get to what's desperation, I want to clarify what's not desperation. Really, really liking that guy is not desperation. Okay? Really, really liking him, feeling him, wanting to talk to him, wanting to be around him, wanting his masculine light and his energy, that is not desperation. You're supposed to want that. Especially if you meet a guy that really floats your boat, you're supposed to want that from him. Okay? Because if you don't want that from him, you don't want him. If you don't want his masculine light, if you don't want his masculine energy, you don't want that energy around you, or just his personality or those things, then you don't want him. Because his masculine energy and his light is him. It's the core of him. It's the essence of him. So wanting to spend a lot of time and all that type of stuff, even though you may be, maybe if it's the beginning of a relationship, that's an infatuation. It's not desperation though. We're supposed to feel that. We're supposed to feel that. Okay? That's not desperation. I want to make that super clear. It's not desperation to be kind to him, to be compliant with him, to make his interaction and his experiences with you easy and pleasant. That is not desperation, because here's another thing. And I promise I'm not going to be petty with it. But here's another thing though. A lot of times the term pick me is thrown around as a pejorative. And it's used coming from the sisterhood of the gynocracy towards women who don't subscribe to, we got to be mean to all our men and we got to try to run over the top of them. Any woman who is like, I don't have to run over the top of my man and I don't want to, that term pick me is thrown at her. If she isn't towing the party line about how, you know, some man's got to simp for her and bend over backwards and lose his manhood card just to be with her and treat her like a quote-unquote queen and all of this other foolishness, pick me is thrown at her. But over here on the CrimsonCure channel, where the lionesses and the ladies reside, we don't accept that term. We don't accept that we need to have a pejorative label placed on us for being the women we're supposed to be. I do not accept that. And I encourage the ladies who listen to me, who, whether you're listening live, whether you're in the clouds, whether you're listening to me on playback, if you are a woman who is doing what she should be doing as a woman in a relationship, or you intend to do that when you get into a relationship, even if you're not in one now, do not ever accept being called a supposedly bad name for being a woman. We don't accept bad labels for being women. And we certainly don't accept bad labels for being good women. Okay? I really, really, really want to stress that. And I really want to make that very clear to all of the ladies listening to me, all of my sisters listening to me. Okay? We are no longer, we're going to break that cycle. We are no longer going to run around here and be valuable women and then have labels that devalue us be put on us, and we just got to wear that. That's going to be negatory. Okay? That's a negative. Because when we think about it, the real pick me sort of thing, because they try to say, oh, well, you're being desperate. No. If we're gonna say that a pick me is desperate, it's the woman who allows the man without S.O.S. and without any value system to choose her. And she purposely wastes her time in a relationship with a man that doesn't have any value systems. So desperate is she to say that she has a man that she doesn't even look at the fact that this man doesn't have a value system in his life. And therefore, if he has no value system or a very poor one or no system, order, and structure, he truly, honestly, and truly cannot give you anything. So those are the ground rules that I really want to set. Okay? So ground rule number 1, over here on the CrimsonCure channel, we are not, as ladies, we are not going to accept negative terms being applied to us for being good women. That ends on this channel. We're not going to be pick-me's. We're not going to be mammies. We're not going to be whatever else, other term, pick-mishas, and all these little funny little quips. We're not going to be doing that. Because we seek a higher level of womanhood over here. We are valuable women and we show our value. So circling back around to the desperation, I want to make it very clear that a woman wanting to be with a man and wanting the interactions with her man to be positive and to be pleasant, going both ways, not just pleasant for her, but also pleasant for him, and she's concerned about making sure that he also enjoys her company and he also enjoys being around her, talking to her, spending time with her. He enjoys her feminine energy. This is not desperation. This is actually the makings of a very positive and good connection that could and probably should blossom into a committed relationship if that is what everyone involved wants it to be. Okay? So we're actually going to get into, now that I've laid these few ground rules, we're not pick-mishas, we're women. That term and that the concept behind it really grinds me. It really does grind me. It really does, bring out the teeth and the claws. To be shamed for being good women. To be shamed for being what we are and who we are. It simply will not be tolerated here at the CrimsonCure. I'm very serious about that. Because if we're going to talk about valuable women, what women should be doing, how to raise our value, not how to level up, how to raise our value, how to make sure that we see our own value and that other people see our value as well, then we're not going to apply negative terms for that. And we're not going to allow ourselves to be placed into negative categories because of that. And then we just have to wear the scarlet letters. Let the gynocracy wear the scarlet letter. Now, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit on my soapbox a little bit. But I feel like it has to be said. Someone has to stand up for my sisters. And we have to stand for each other. I'm not going to let my sister be talked to any type of way because she wants to be a good woman. She wants to be a true woman. And she wants to do her part in her relationship or her marriage to ensure that it lasts and to ensure that it's positive and not just be in it for all these selfish reasons. Because when we're good women and we're in these relationships, we're going to get benefited anyway. We don't have to be on, some secret squirrel type situation to try to get benefit out of or manipulate benefit out of a relationship. We're going to get that. We don't have to scheme our way into relationships. Because when we have and cultivate and show our true value, the men that we need in our lives and want in our lives will see that value. And they will want it in their life. So much focus is given to what women are doing wrong, and the ones that don't want to be valuable women, we're going to focus on the valuable ones. And we're going to do that with some honor. And we're going to cultivate a real sisterhood that's based on a value system. Something that we can all share, regardless of how different we are or what background we come from or how we choose to live our lives. As long as we have a common value system, then we'll be able to have a healthy sisterhood. And that's what I really want to promote overall. Okay. Kind of off my soapbox a little bit. Now, you let him choose you. So we're going to talk about the 4 main ways you know you're being desperate. And it's not going to be quite what you think. Okay? The main thing is that we choose men, or we allow men to choose us that don't have any value system. This is the crux of what we're talking about today. Thank you, D, I don't want to say your real name, for the Cash App. Thank you, Miss Sherry, for the PayPal. And thank you, Ruminant, also for the PayPal. Also, get the likes up. I got 60 people. I got 45 likes. Please, pretty please, get the likes up for me. We allow men to choose us that don't have value systems. How do we get into that? How do we get into that situation? Well, the number one reason why we get into that situation is we allow ourselves to be fooled by what appears to be his external success. Okay? We allow ourselves to be fooled by what appears to be his external success. So if he rolls up in a BMW, we automatically think he got money. What we don't know is he's looking over his shoulder for the repo man because his credit bad and he ain't made no payment on that BMW for like 2 months, and it's a matter of time. He be hiding that BMW at his friend's house. He got to catch an Uber to his friend's house to even get in the BMW. Okay? We allow ourselves to be fooled by what appears to be his external success. He's got all kind of J's. He got all type of polo. He got all type of, he got stuff he done shopped for at Evisu, all this type of stuff. But he live in the middle of the hood. Make it make sense. And we'll be fooled into thinking he got something. Okay? He show up with it, his hair faded, he got a fresh fade or whatever. But, underneath those nice clothes, he got on, Walmart boxes that's tearing up, that he buy in a 4-pack. Them Hanes ones that's the quality control was kind of bad. He got them on. We'll get with a man that does all of this flossing and all of this fancy, he look like this, he look like that. But his priorities are not straight. His credit is bad. His finances are not good. He's bad with money. Instead of trying to figure out how he could get his credit score above 600 as a 45-year-old man, he running around here standing in 2-hour lines at the Nike store trying to get the new J's. Priorities backwards. He backwards. This is a man that either does not have a value system or has a very poor one. It's very poor. Exactly, Father Time. Living in an apartment, trying to talk about you bossed up. Paying somebody else some money for some rent. Somebody else can put you out. Running around here, you know what I'm saying, got a Benz, but what he didn't tell you is his mama co-signed for it. He couldn't even get the Benz on his own merit. He had to have his mama co-sign, and she hound him every month for that Benz payment money. Because you're not going to make her name bad. You're not going to make her credit bad. You going to pay. So we get fooled, ladies, with the appearance of external success. Anytime a man gotta constantly tell you about what he got. Yeah, I bought this. Yeah, I bought. First of all, that's effeminate. That should be the first red flag. It's effeminate. The CrimsonCure said it. We cannot be beguiled, ladies, by men who are engaging in effeminate behavior. A man that's always got to tell you about the new shoes he got, and the new this he got, and the new that he got, is effeminate behavior, because that's what women do. I like to show my man, ooh, I got some new shirts. Ooh, I got some new shoes, because I'm a woman. And I'm also looking for his approval. I'm looking for my man's validation. When I show him the new heels that I bought, I want him to be like, ooh, baby, ooh, them look so good on you. Ooh, go on, put them on. Yeah. Yeah, you looking good. That's what I want. If I go buy some new dresses and I show him, ooh, baby, ooh, look. I want him to be like, ooh, you look good in them dresses. Girl, where you get them dresses? Girl, I don't care where you get them dresses from. Ooh, yeah, you're going to wear that one tonight. I'm going to take you somewhere so you can wear them. Ooh, you like it? Yeah, I like it. Okay. That's what we do. We supposed to do that. We women. That is a feminine trait. We are looking for the validation and the approval of our man. We always want him to think we look good. We always want him to think we, you know what I'm saying, is doing it big. You see what I'm saying? We always want him to think that. Because we want our man to think well of us. We want him to think well. That's what we do. So a man that's constantly, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I bought this. Yeah, I bought that. Yeah, I bought these shoes. I mean, sometimes it's alright. You know, I'm not saying every time he likes something, he can't say it because it's going to be effeminate. But I'm saying, though, like, if you trying to date a guy and that's all he do, okay, knock it off. Okay? That's what you need to tell him. Boy, if you don't knock that off, Done with the whole situation. I'm the one supposed to be talking about, oh, I got my hair done. Oh, you like my hair? Cause we want him to notice that kind of stuff. Oh, I got my nails done, baby. Oh yeah, them look nice. So we allow ourselves to be fooled by a dude that's flossing, but we don't look any deeper. If you're not looking any deeper, where's his priorities? And we'll know what his priorities are by the way he speaks. What does he talk about? What does he talk about the most? What is he always talking about? Does he always talk about his family and how much he wants to do for them and what and how much they mean to him? Is he always talking about himself and how much, you know, what's the next thing he gonna buy and the next thing he gonna do and this, that, and the third? Is he always talking about work? Is he always talking about, what is he talking about? This will let you know whether or not he has a value system. And I broke down that in the acronym S.O.S. The system, the order, the structure. Because we get caught up, ladies, letting men choose us that don't have this stuff. System, order, and structure is not just the money that he got in his pocket. It's not just the car he drives. It's not just these things. These material items that we see. We have to actually, and this is where listening to the men come in at. When you're dating a man, when you're trying to get to know him, you're trying to enter into a relationship with him, you have to be able to listen to him to see what is he talking about. What is he talking about? Because a man with system, order, and structure in his life can show you his structure. He can show it to you. He can talk about it and he can show you how it benefit him. He'll be able to demonstrate to you how he lives his life. I live my life by this code, by these principles, by this value system. I don't know why I'm echoing. Is it still an echo? I don't know why it echoes. It's doing that thing again. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm too much volume. We allow men to choose us that do not have systems, orders, and structure. When he has them, he can show you how he's living. He can show you how his system, his set of principles helps him do what he needs to do. Because if he doesn't have any type of value system or any type of system, order, and structure, if he doesn't have that, ladies, he doesn't have anything to give you. He doesn't have anything for you. There's nothing for you here. I don't care how good the D is. I don't care how good he look. I don't care what material items he possesses. If he does not have a working value system, if he does not have the system, order, and structure, he doesn't have anything to give you. And the main reason he doesn't have anything to give you is because he doesn't have anything for himself. He's living essentially by the seat of his pants like you are. That's why the relationship don't work, because two people are in chaos coming together. He doesn't have any more order to his life than you have to yours. And you're a woman and chaos is your base nature. Order is supposed to be his base nature. So we get with men that don't have any more order than we do, and it's chaotic, and we wonder why it blow up. I apologize for the echo. I'm not very sure why there's an echo. I'm not very sure why. And my apologies for that. Is it a little bit better? Let me know if it's better. So you wonder why it blow up. He doesn't have any system. He doesn't have an order. He doesn't have any structure. He doesn't have a value system that he's living by that he can share with you, so you can live by it. Because he's supposed to be, the number one thing a man is supposed to bring to you ladies is order. He's supposed to bring order to you. If he can't bring order to you, he can't give you anything. Not anything that's gonna last. Not anything that's really going to be the foundation for your relationship. Is gonna eventually fall apart no matter what you do, no matter how you love him, no matter how he loves you. That old saying, love conquers all, knock it off. Love does not conquer it all. It does not. Love not gonna conquer nothing but a couple of arguments. You want lasting relationship? It has to have system, order, and structure, and it must come from him. It cannot come from us because we don't have that. Because if we had the system, order, and structure, he'd be submitting to us. Full stop. That's what would be happening. Number 2, we do not have a value system of our own and can't recognize it. A lot of times we grew up, ladies, in a mostly female clan. If your family was comprised of majority females, I don't care if you had a matriarch and a big mama that kept everything together. I don't care what you had. It lacked true system, order, and structure, because women don't do that. We do the best we can, but we can't really do that. And 9 times out of 10, it lacked a true value system, because that brings order. So we grew up like that, or we grew up in a family where the men were ran over the top of, then we don't know what that looks like. So when we start interacting, dating, trying to find a husband, trying to find a man, we don't know whether he has a true value system or not. Because we don't know what that looks like. So we're able to be fooled by him being maybe stern, or, he kind of strict on stuff. Then we'll think, oh, well, he must have some type of standard system or something like that. That's a lot of times why some of us ladies are attracted to men who are maybe sometimes even borderline abusive, because we don't know the difference. We think if he's kind of controlling, then he has some type of standard that he going by. That's not always true. He could just be doing that because he can. And he realized you so desperate to be in a relationship that you over here messing with him. He know he ain't got no system. But you over here trying to get him your all. Like an idiot. He knows you got something going on with you because you are unable to recognize how much of a POS he is. So he just gonna run over the top of you. Some men do that with you. Oh, I'm a POS. You over here trying to be good to me? Girl. I'm gonna have fun with you. And then I'm gonna throw you away. Because I know you ain't about nothing because I ain't about nothing. Sometimes people are like that. Now, he gonna tell you that. But that's what he gonna be thinking. I know I ain't about nothing. And this woman is over here bending over backwards to be with me, and I ain't about nothing. So I know wherever she come from, she got to have had worse experience with some man somewhere. I'm about to do her in. So sometimes when you with a POS, that let him know what you think about yourself. You don't have a value system of your own. You think just because he's strict, that means he's got a value system. That's not always true. So we let that fool us into thinking, well, this must be a man with a value system. Not necessarily, because again, what's behind that? How was he living his life? How was he living his life before he met you? What was he doing? Because a man that has a value system, which condenses down for the sake of this conversation between us ladies, system, order, and structure, because that's how we understand that in relation to us. A man that has that is living by that before he gets to you. He doesn't just develop one for you. He already got that. It's for him. You can tell if a man has a value system if he's living by one. Again, he can tell you about what it is. What is it that he most treasures and values? What does he live by? Is he a spiritual man, religious man? His value system will be based on whatever his spiritual value is comprised of. We're going to take a look right here. This is the 10 life values. Okay? The number one value is spiritual, which is the foundation for all 10. Your spiritual value is what sets the principles and the code by which you live. Okay? What sets that code for you? What sets those values for you? Whatever you believe in. Right? Some men believe in Allah. They Muslim. Some men don't have a particular religion. They just know that there is a higher power, a creator, the Most High. So they try to live their life as best in line. Some men are Christian. Some men believe in money. Some men believe in, you see what I'm trying to get at? That spiritual value is key because that sets the principles and the value system the rest of the way. Whatever he answers to, that's where he's getting that value system from. This is why I stress the 10 life values for us ladies, because we also need to develop the value system so that we can have one, so that we can discern whether a man that we're trying to be involved with has one. This is why we heal before we build. Shout out to Sheep Stay Sleep. That's okay, Street Culture Media. I have a whole playlist about the 10 life values that you can check out at any time. Somebody, if you can, put a link to that playlist into the chat for Street Culture Media so that they can check that out. This is why I'm going over it. This is why we talk about the 10 life values, ladies. Because we need to heal before we build. We need to heal what's going on with us before we attempt to get into a relationship and build a relationship. Because see, a lot of times when we say build, we think of material things. But for women, we're building relationships. We're trying to build relationships with these men. And we need to have our value system intact. We need it. From the value system comes the system, order, and the structure. It's really intertwined, is what I'm trying to get the ladies to understand. This is an intertwined concept. It's not really two separate concepts. For us, it is the same. Because what is the 10 life values? The 10 life values is a value system meant to bring order and structure to your life. So a system, order, structure. It is the same. For us ladies, this is the same concept. The men might see it a little differently because of how they think of the world. But for us, same. That's why I'm talking about it like this. Because for us, it is the same thing. It is not different at all. The third thing, which is kind of in the fourth thing, we see red flags, but we don't know why they're red flags. So for example, we will see that he seemed to be a good-hearted person. And he seemed to be a loving person with us, right? He seem to care about us and all those good things. And all those things are wonderful. Like we need that in a relationship. We want that as women, right? We want to feel like our man cares about us and we have that emotional connection because we thrive on that emotional connection, right? We want that. We need that. However, also, along with that, we will see that he has issues. Like, we'll see that he may have, let's say he got children with another woman, but he don't really interact with his kids. Now, maybe there's not a big situation where she really trying to keep him away from his kids, but let's just say he just don't like going over there, so therefore his children don't really get him in the full capacity that he could give himself to them. That's problematic. That means he has an issue in his family value. But see, a lot of times we don't have the vocabulary to articulate that that's a problem. And what we'll do is we'll be like, well, you know, he'll fix it, he'll figure it out later. Or I'll help him figure that out later. And what we do is a lot of times we don't dig any deeper to find out what's going on in that family dynamic. Because we'll get with a man that has kids that's not with the baby mama and we won't even ask why. We'll get with a man that don't speak to none of his brothers and sisters and we don't ask why. Why is your relationship so strained with your family? Exactly, Sherry, and that's part of the dysfunction. Sherry said many women would be happy that he doesn't spend time with the other children because, well, he ain't around her. Not realizing that this is a breakdown in his family value. This is a breakdown. He's in breakdown with his family. So if he's in breakdown with the people he's been knowing all his life, or they've been knowing him all of theirs, what makes you think he won't go into breakdown with you? We got to talk about this, ladies. If he's in breakdown with his mama, his daddy, his brothers and sisters, they all know each other all their life, why would he not be in breakdown with you? And we may ask one or two little questions and he'll give us his side of the story. And I'm not saying it's got to be a lie. But we don't know the full truth. We haven't been there. We don't know the history. Because my question would be, why they don't mess with you? Because it seemed mutual to me. Why they don't like you? Why your family don't like you? What's going on with that? What, you had a bad childhood? What's going on with that? Why your brothers and sisters don't mess with you? None of them fool with you? Don't none of them fool with you? You mean y'all don't come to none of the barbecues? Oh. Is that right? Because see, when we accept his choosing of us, we have to look at what we're getting married into. Not only does he need to look at what he's getting into, ladies, we need to look at what we're getting into. Is this even going to be a good situation down the line? See, this is where our value as a woman shows itself. Our ability to discern. We got to have discernment. We can't be so desperate to get into a relationship or so desperate to tell somebody we got a man that we ain't looked at none of what's going on. We ain't looked at what's going on with his family value. We haven't looked at what's going on with his spiritual value. We haven't looked at what's going on with his health value. Have you asked about it? Is he mentally stable? Is he emotionally stable? I have passed men up that seem all right, but he emotionally unstable. He got a deep, dark depression going on. I can't have that type of negativity in my life. No, sir. No, sir. You will not come to me with all that darkness. You better play with your mama. You can't come to me with that. I don't care how cute you think you are. Because that's going to affect me. Every time you turn around, you down in the dumps, boy. You need to get your spiritual and your health value in order, sir. Now, I'm not saying you just a bad guy, but I'm saying you got to get that in order. Because I am not going to put myself underneath a man that will not address his own spiritual and health issues. I won't. Because he is not valuable enough to himself to see about that. He's not treating himself well. He's not going to treat me well. He got to get out from underneath that. And by me having personal experience with major depression, I know how deep that well go. No. You got to see about his dwelling value. You got to see about his appearance value. What's the reputation following him? What do people think about him? How does he represent himself when he go places and when he's around and all that kind of stuff? What's going on with him? You know, I can't be with no man every time we go somewhere, he jump ready to fight. What's wrong with you? What's the major malfunction, sir? Because every time we go out to dinner, we trying to have a good time and you mean mugging the waiter. That man ain't did nothing to you but serve you, you know what I'm saying, all them high carbs you eating that I told you about eating. That's all that man done did. That's not showing me that you tough. That's showing me you got some insecurities you might need to deal with. Because don't even start fronting like you that jealous of me. You know, can't nobody look at my woman because I'm going to fight. Boy, you better go ahead on with that. Knock it off. Because you ain't even mad. It ain't even wet over there. Okay? Every time I see you, you drunk at 10 a.m. It's something going on with you. And ladies, we get into these situations and we see these flags and we overlook them because you're desperate, because you're trying to say you got a man. Do you have a man or do you have a problem? That's what you gotta ask yourself. Do you have a man or a problem? Do you have a relationship or a divorce on the horizon? Which one you got? You got a relationship or a breakup in the making? You got to figure out which one you got. And it all starts with the value system. First, having one for ourselves. Second, being able to recognize and discern when a man has one and when he does not. Getting into these relationships with men that don't have that, no go. This is how we end up in divorce courts. This is how we end up with these bitter breakups. He may do the choosing, but we have to have the discernment to be chosen by the right man. And that starts with us, not him. All right. So, with that being said, I am going to start wrapping this show up. However, this is a continuous conversation, so I'm going to need everybody here to sound off in the comment section. Okay? Is it desperation to get into relationships without value systems? Is it his fault? Is it our fault as women? Whose problem is that? Do you agree? Is this why our relationships fail, because they don't have good value systems, or is it something else? I want to hear everybody's thoughts. I want to hear everybody sound off, whether you agree, disagree. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. And before we go, this show has been brought to you by A-Game, a male herbal solution. So what I need everybody to do before we go is to click the link in the description box for A-Game at agameherbal.com, and you can get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. That is KENDRA, the number 10. And this is for the ladies as well, because I know that you have men in your life that you care for, brothers, fathers, husbands, sons, and they will not know how to thank you for A-Game. And with that being said, I want to thank everyone who came through, everyone who supported. I want to thank Miss Chani for the Cash App, and D Remedy also for his Cash App contribution as well, and for everyone that hit the super chat. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another CrimsonCure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.